I greet all of you and I thank you for coming to join my family in celebrating my 80th birthday. First and foremost, I thank God for giving me life and all the blessings He has showered on me, my family, the NRM comrades, the Ugandans, and the Africans over these 80 years, numerous challenges notwithstanding. It must have been God's design that in 1944 I was born among the Banyankore Bahororo, living in the savannah, highland, forest area that the colonial borders put the bigger part of in Uganda and some parts in Rwanda, a place called Omtara, and Tanzania, a place called Chivumbiro, the Kajera Salient. The Banyankore Bahororo were people deeply steeped in wealth creation and a rules-based social order. Anybody that was not involved in wealth creation or did it negligently was regarded as a social misfit, ombaji, a squanderer of wealth in translation, a mugara, lazy, a chirare, a vagabond. With the Banyankore Bahororo, you are to be a wealth creator if you are an adult. The Banyankore Bahororo were engaged in the following emyoga: okulisa, cattle keeping, cattle rearing, okuhinga, cultivating, okuhesha, blacksmithing, okujuba, fishing a bit, not so much, okutanaga, making bows and arrows, okubeija, carpentry, okunogora, okubumba, pottery, okukomaga, back cloth making, although our bakochi neighbors and the Bahaya from Tanzania were the main suppliers of back cloth in Bugo. Each group would excel in their mwoga. Mwoga is a specialization of livelihood. And through okchulka, barter trade, they would get from the other neighbors what they did not produce and give them what they produced. These societies of the Great Lakes, Ankole Mpororo, Buganda, Bunyoro, Karagwe, Rwanda, etc., were so advanced that the early European travelers that came to these areas were amazed by the level of production. I will quote for you what Henry Morton Stanley wrote in the years 1887 to 1889 when he passed through the Bunyoro Ankole area. On page 298 of his book entitled In the Darkest Africa, Volume 2 by Henry Stanley, he wrote as follows: a march of an hour and a half in the afternoon, apparently not far from the river, brought us to the populous district of the Babusese. The banana plantations were very extensive, reminding me of Uganda. This Stanley had come to Uganda in 1874, to Buganda in 1874. Now this was 1887, some years later, when he was passing through the part of Congo, which was part of Bunyoro, Ituri area. This is populated by Banyankore Bahororo people, reminding me of Uganda. And their shades covered a multitude of huts. This was recorded on December 5th, 1887. Fields of millet and sesame, plots of sweet potatoes occupied the outskirts of these plantations. And there was ample evidence roundabout that the land was thickly peopled, thickly populated, and industrially cultivated. End of quotes. This is H.M. Stanley writing in 1887 about Bunyoro. It's now, this part is now in Congo, but it is populated by Banyoro. Later on, while traveling through the Ruiz area of Ankole, on page 371 to 372 of the same book, he wrote as follows: crossing, this is in quotes, crossing a narrow neck of land, descended into the basin of the Ruiz, that river which you are drying up, you fellows, in Mbarara. By degrees, the misty atmosphere of this region was clearing, and we could now see about 5 miles distance, and the contour of the pastoral plateau of Ankori. He was calling it Ankori, of Ankori. It was not by any means at its best. It was well into the drought season. He is writing Old English. It was drought season, dry season. The dry season had commenced 2 months previously. Hilly range, steep cone, hammock, and plain were clothed with grass ripe for fire, dry grass. The herds were numerous and all as fat as prize cattle. In the valley, we had passed over 4,000 cattle of the long-horned species. The basin of the Ruiz, which we were now in, and which was heart of Ankori, possessed scores of the finest herds of cattle I had never seen before. End of quote. This is H.M. Stanley writing in 1889. As you will see later, this heritage of being part of the Wealth Creation Society shaped my attitudes to society, politics, and the world.